I've talked about early Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot, but did you know about Konami's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters? Turns out, even before the OCG, Konami was working on promotional cards to be included with their Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster Capsule Breed and Battle PlayStation game, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters Game Boy game. Which is odd, right? DM1 makes sense considering it's a virtual card game, but Capsule Monsters not getting cool capsule toys was a weird choice. But hey, DM1 came with 3 per box of a set of 10, and Capsule Monsters came with 5 per box of a set of 10. In the entire collective set, there are 21 cards, with a promotional Seiryu from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters meeting experience, where fans could play DM1 prior to release. So between all 3 releases, the Duel Monsters cards ran from July 1998 through December 1998, up until the games were no longer being sold with the promotional cards. As you may notice right away, these look drastically different from the OCG cards. These are silver with a rainbow gradient of stars, and the art box is slightly smaller. Also, for the Capsule Monsters promos and Seiryu, they contain a block of legal info including a not for sale section. The DM1 promos excluded this for card codes due to it being tied in with a Game Boy game. Considering that only the borders and not the art itself is different, I would argue that Konami had these look distinct from their upcoming card game as to not confuse the collectible promos with the playable, legal versions. Even the DM1 tournament was originally advertising Zero the Mant and Blackluster Soldier as the silver cards. Notice the smaller art border. Yeah, some of these that made their way into the OCG used the finalized artwork and not some in between that and the Bandai game, though there would be some notable differences otherwise, such as Summon Skull being a level 7 like in the manga, Rikishin being a level 4, which is funny since it's a level 5 in the manga, Castle of Dark Illusions being a level 6 as well as having its stats different from the manga, and Zork not being a Dark Master, having weaker attack but higher defense, and not being a ritual monster, appearing more like the manga version. We get quite a few OCG monsters too, like Mystical Elf, Blue Eyes White Dragon, Dark Magician, Hitatsumi Giant, Red Eyes Black Dragon, Black Skull Dragon, Mirror Force, Monster Reborn, and Swords of Revealing Light. On the flip side, many monsters from the Capsule promos have yet to make their way into the modern game. Capsule archetype when? There'd be a whopping 7. Sonic Eye, Dinosaur Wing, Runner Lizard, Batty, Red Scorpion, Ironoid, and Demonis. Which one would you like to see added to the OCG? Though Demonis does look a bit like Air Eater to me. Do you see it? The cards chosen appear to be as a promotional tactic to showcase cool looking monsters in each of the 2 games, which explains why one has more recognizable monsters while the other contains cuter designs. Like, Blue Eyes could have been included in either one, but Runner Lizard could not. Though Taihon was added in Monster Capsule via fan submission, so it would have been cool to see an early Taihon in card form. Regardless, it shows just how quickly Konami was solidifying the OCG, something I discussed in my Magic and Wizards video. There's really not much more to say about these cards. They were promotional collector's cards for 2 video games before playable physical cards would come out. Some look cool due to their silver border, and others due to their uniqueness to this release. I wonder if Konami kept this design as prizes like originally intended with Zera, how long the concept would have lasted for. Silver Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon at the Tokyo Dome perhaps? But what do you all think? How would you compare this to the OCG card design? If you enjoy obscure Yu-Gi-Oh topics like this one, subscribe to the Janjo Zone for future videos.